Go ahead, April.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Obviously we're going to talk a lot about what went on this weekend, mostly the new product. If you're not aware, very important, in about 2 hours, the company is actually doing more information on the collagen, which is our new product. If for some reason you've been under a rock and have not heard, it is a liquid collagen, is the new product. I got to use it for 30 days. And then I was off it for 11 days. And I have to tell you, the 11 days I was off, I couldn't wait to get back on it. I'm surprised at the results. I really am. I didn't anticipate it. It did take me close to 3 weeks to actually start to see some results. So, as I look at my pictures now, I did, and this is what you should do. Go close to a window. I would say mostly earlier in the day when there's a lot of sunlight, and take your pictures from every angle, because again, it's just like the hair care. When we did that, it's really hard to appreciate those subtle changes, but they definitely are there, particularly after you get to week 3 and 30 days out and stuff. So definitely take your pictures.
Just on the pictures, folks, you should take at least 40 to 50 pictures of yourself. This is not the way you take one picture in the front. You do the top, the middle, the sides, the bottom, the jowls, the left side, the right side, and you just keep clicking.
The other thing I would suggest, the one thing, like I use the same window, the same time every Sunday. So I did that all the time. You have the hands, Lynn. Another lady got great results with crepey skin. If you're old enough to know what crepey skin is, she got great results with crepey skin on her thighs. Definitely, that may be an area that's of concern to you. And so you want to take pictures of that as well.
I took my arm. I mean, that's very good to take.
Yeah, so take pictures, whatever areas are concerned, because it's.
Are you talking about the leg pictures, April?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The legs, the arms, yeah.
That was one of the scariest looking pictures I had ever seen in my life, man. I didn't know what it was when I was looking at it.
Yeah. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice.
I am being nice. That was scary.
We're gonna put your before pictures.
I wasn't gonna use that.
I'll
term.
put my before pictures up right now if you want to see them.
I also thought about scars. My son has scars because he had surgery when he was little, and he's always complaining about the scars. So there's no elasticity there since he was a baby. So as soon as he saw the pictures, he said, "Oh, I'm going to use it, my scars." So I can't wait to see.
Yeah. So that would be another one to gauge. There's much more, because you think about it, we're ingesting it, so it's the whole body. And I think initially we were all focused, just on the face, not really thinking about it, because that's what people you think look at, but it really is becoming whole body, especially as we see some of these testimonies and pictures that come in. So it is, if you're not familiar, little shot glasses. They come in boxes of 10. Certainly cheaper to buy the whole month, 30 at once, but they do come in 10.
You do a close up there, Zuma. Put it up close.
Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah, it's a cute little bottle. It's
oh
really
my God,
cool.
yes.
Yeah.
And it tastes amazing.
Amazing. Yeah. And that's one of the things I've heard from people that I've talked to that are already on a collagen product. They do not like the taste. I hear that again and again. So the things that people ask me are the pictures and the taste. They don't really ask a lot. And there's a lot of products out there that they've used, they haven't gotten results with. So I think we definitely have a captive audience. I would continue to put the before and after pictures in my stories, continue to put that there so people know what you have, because I think this is an impulse buy. I think you look in the mirror that day and it's just bad enough that you say, I remember April had something in a story. Marge can relate, right? So, I mean, that's one of my first testimonies when we got in the industry was labeling, and this is 30 years ago, but I had bought a product at a party. I only went to the party because it was a friend, threw away all the information, put the product in my medicine cabinet. And then one day when I didn't like the way my face looked, I used the product and I actually got amazing results. But because this lady never labeled the product, I could not get back to the person that had the party. So it was just kind of crazy. But so yeah, that's why labeling, that's why I'm a strong believer in labeling. But yeah, this will be an impulse buy that people buy when they're just having a bad day with the way that their face looks or whatever. So
And you, again, here we have another a product that can be sampled, but keep in mind, it's going to be 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. So you sample it for the purpose of letting them taste it. Okay. But you're not sampling them so they feel anything or see anything. But, you know, if they see that it goes down so easy and tastes so good, you know, that's great. But again, you got to be on it. Like I said, April, she said she saw little to nothing in 2 weeks, but then the next 2 weeks, it was so dramatic. So, you know, and everybody's different, you know, I don't, you know, I guess men could be different from females and your age could be different and, you know, but they say the maximum results, you see really good results in 30 days, but it's 8 weeks, it's 60 days. It's kind of like a lot of the product that we take, just like the Protandim will reduce a decade's worth of oxidative stress for every month you're on it. So, you know, this is a product that you got to give it to 2 months to get the full results, you know, of it. And so just keep that in mind. But, you know, they have those little boxes now with the 3 samples in it. April was just telling me today, a couple people she was going to sample because they were on another collagen. So she's just going to give them a chance to taste ours, you know, and whenever they run out of theirs, flip them over, you know, to ours. And go ahead, Abe.
So, you know, some of the things to keep in mind is the percentage of other things besides just, you know, wrinkles and stuff. The thickness of the skin. I know Bonnie was at the dermatologist today, and she was saying how we lose this collagen, you know, every year as we get older and thinner skin. And there's a whole bunch of things that come into play with this. But the real exciting thing that, I mean, we're all focused on results and we're all really excited to have the product. But between June 17th, which already passed, and October 31st, we get $15 for existing customers who purchase it and new customers every month. So, you know, if you're one of those that is motivated by money, you know, and you're looking to see what you earn up front, you get the 40% on the product plus an additional $15, you know, on that first
And it
order.
doesn't matter if the person is a distributor or a customer, and it doesn't matter if they've been in your business 4 years or 4 days.
So
It
all
applies to everybody that buys it.
all personally enrolled customers. So like
this-
Bobby printed lists for me, I mean, pages of customers to go back through and talk to them, because, you know, some people may have gotten on Protandim NRF2, which I strongly believe everyone should be on. And that's still going to be the way that I lead with my marketing. But there are some people that don't care about the inside, they care more about the way they look on the outside. And so, you know, they may be cheap with using the NRF2, but they'll use the collagen in a heartbeat. And so, you know, that's where kind of just knowing your customer base comes in handy. So you go back through all that and, you know, just send them out messages. When you send out a message to, regardless of anything you're sending out, make sure that you have a conversation with the person, that you warm them up, that they're like a friend first, you know, how are your kids doing? Don't just get into want to buy my stuff, you know, and we're seeing more and more of that. So, you know, show a little bit that you care. There's a time to, you know, give your offer and talk about it. And then there's a time not, but I would always get into a conversation. And I'll give you an example of what went on with me early today. We have a lady, and I know most of you know, she's not on here today, but, you know, she came over from Pampered Chef. She's a Pampered Chef person, uses the products, loves all of our products. And we were talking about the collagen, but she's also had a daughter that got sick. And then as it came down, she had somebody come to the house, and then the daughter had to go to the ER. Well, she was like this close to buying, you know, and it would have been so wrong of me to say, hey, you know, did you get to buy that, you know, or something, instead of just maybe waiting another day or two and hoping that her daughter's not as sick as she wants. So, you know, use a little common sense and care a little bit more about that person than we do about so much getting the order. So you know, with people that I'm going back to that I haven't necessarily talked to, maybe they were previous customers, maybe they're customers now and I don't talk to them all the time. I still get back to them and I'm going to use the term warm up. I don't know how else to say it, but get into a conversation with that person. How are you doing? How's life treating you? What's going on? You know, not that you need to get them to a why they want collagen or why they want products or any of that. But you got to have that friendship going with that person. You have to just have a little conversation with them. You can't just slide over your link and say, buy my product. It just doesn't work that way. Keep in mind, this is a relationship business. So people are buying from you because they like, know, and trust you. And that's what it boils down to. So if it's somebody you're going through your list, just have a conversation with them. Hey, how you doing? I was thinking about you. What's going on? What are you up to these days? You know, if they're on a product, you know, how you doing with that product? And then you can get into the conversation that I'm super excited about this and I wanted to share this with you. So just don't start the conversation that way. So anyway, so June 17th to October 31st, additional $15 every month, new and existing. Anybody personally enrolled that buys the collagen, you get that on. And you only get it on if they buy the 30 days.
I was gonna say, it's just the 30-day, it's not
Yeah.
the 10. Yeah.
Yeah. So any questions about that aren't, go ahead, Zuma.
Oh, and October 21st, you said?
October 31st.
30.
Yeah.
Is that only on their first order?
No, every
All
month.
orders,
it's the
over and
repeat.
over and
On
over.
repeats.
Yeah.
So they repeat every month.
Yeah.
The company is committed to paying out an extra $15 per 30 every single time one is ordered to the person that enrolled them.
And
Customers, distributors, they could be 10-year-old customers, they could be 10-day-old customers, they could be a new customer. Every 30 pack, $15 is going to the enroller for the next, what is that, 4 months, 5 months?
Yeah. So I understand what they're doing because, you know, I'm one of those that looks at my time when I talk to people. If I look at an existing customer that's in month 2, 3, 4, not so much 2 anymore because we get paid on that, but let's say month 3, 4, 6 month, you know, a year down the road, the percentage I get for spending the time to upsell that person is not there. But now it is with the collagen. They just gave you the money back to get, and it's always easier to upsell an existing customer. But
Yeah.
you always think about, you know, I get 40% on the new customer, you know, what do I get on the repeat customer? So, you know, they're paying you for upselling these customers. And like I said, it's always a lot easier because you already have the relationship with your customers. So, yeah. So again,
So
tonight
keep
at
in
9.
mind, on a new customer with the collagen, because it's 112 points, you're talking about a few pennies under $60 is the commission earned on the first order. Okay, now the other thing, were you going to mention the MVP seller, how it's going to get paid
You can go
additional
ahead and do
months?
that. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that.
So for the MVP seller, which is the one where if you have 500 points, there's multiple months now that you can get paid on that. Now, some of you have never gotten that bonus, and honestly, that is a shame, okay? Because that is very, very significant increase in profitability on it. But now it's not just the second month, okay? It's over and over again. So the collagen could also be a part of that. Trying to get you to understand is you could be earning money 4 or 5 different ways on like getting people in your business on the collagen and getting new people, you know, on it. You could be earning all kinds, even getting trip points and whatever else the company happens to be doing at that time. It's never an either or. It's, you know, the thing that, and the company mentioned this a number of times this weekend, it's on top of everything else. Okay. It's like compounded interest. Okay. It's just on top of, on top of, on top of, on top of. And I'm telling you, they're serious about rolling this out. If they had done that with NAD, and you know, it's hard to imagine how many millions of customers would be on it. This has been well thought out. All the shareables are in your playbook. All the shareables are on Facebook. All the shareables are in your back office. They're prepared. Okay, it's all in the app already. The videos are there already. So there's a new regime, you know, hierarchy at the company, and they were certainly prepared for launching this without a doubt. Now, April, explain, I know Dr. Rodardi is going to go over stuff later tonight, but you and Jay had a conversation we were having at lunch about creating new collagen, getting the body to do it. Explain, because I know you got your answer on that one.
Yeah,
Explain that, April.
Yeah, so we're maintaining, we're replenishing, and we're actually growing, which, you know, we're an activator company. A lot of them out there are just kind of supplementing. Again, they're not activating, they're not creating collagen, which will, you know, put ours, you know, a whole different ball game from a lot of other people. So, you know, keeping those words simple. I'm going to tell you, I did a TikTok this afternoon just on NRF2, and I didn't say anything other than want to feel younger. And last I looked, there's 5,500 people in just a few hours looked at it. You know, it's our language: replenish, maintain. You know, it's easy words. It's not sciencey words that we're using. So, you know, just keep that in mind as you're talking to people. Can you mute that, Bobby?
I did.
So the other thing, and this is even more important, the collagen is super exciting, and I love the results, and, you know, didn't expect those results, but the company did an even better thing this time. The how-to was there. And so in Facebook, you know, our official LifeVantage group, there's actually, it's almost an hour long. It's a recap of the weekend, but Kristen actually goes over, and if you've been around us locally, we've talked about this. If somebody comes up to you and says, and this is not a weird question, it's a very everyday question, what do you do for a living? Or what do you do for work? It's always been a freeze point in our industry. People are just like, and the answers are just unbelievable. So, you know, go back and take a look. If you did not get the privilege of coming, you know, to Provo with us, go back and take a look at that. If you got your workbook, we got a workbook this time. Got this great workbook, all written up, lots of great information in it. Maybe I'll scan it and put it in the group for those of you that didn't get, if I get a chance. Yeah, Lynn's got hers. Great information, but it was all on the how to talk to somebody. And you know, Bobby and I have been kind of, you know, talking about this a lot because we've learned from personal experience. This is an industry where less is more. People really don't want to hear that science. They want to hear the benefits. And you know, we've talked about the benefits, but the benefits are like extra energy, looking younger, feeling great, less sickness. They're not oxidative stress. They're not catalase. They're not any of those words, because the average person still struggles with antioxidants. They're not sure. They've heard the word a lot, but they're not sure what we're talking about. We talk about free radicals, and they're our age. They're really confused now because, you know, that has multiple meanings over the years, over the decades. So, you know, it's keeping the words. And the other thing that does too is it gives you a feeling. If I say extra energy, or if I feel like you did when you were much younger, or, you know, that's feeling, and it's not an absolute thing. And I always go back to when we were first in business. I had a guy that said, I'm going to place a large order, really, really large order. Bobby remembers this. And I got so excited about this big order. It's going to be great. And we had big packages back then. Well, you know what? He ordered 5 items, 5 of one thing. That was a big order to him. That was not a big order to me. So when we use words like that, they mean different things to different people. And those words are so much more powerful. If I say I make a lot of money, to everyone on this screen, that's going to be different. It goes to where you can actually, you know, kind of grasp it. You know, if I throw out a figure, some of you are already in the misbelief column. Some of you think it's not enough. But if I just say large is enough for everyone. So I want, you know, as we move forward, keep that stuff in mind, because that's what people are reacting to. That's what people are buying. And it's just keeping it much simpler. The sciencey person will ask you questions that they want. You know, if they need to ask something because they have that background, they'll ask you. But you don't have to offer that information up. These pictures are proof. People are replying to the picture. They're not replying to, and so many people thought it was a cream that we put on our face. They didn't even imagine ingesting something. Time and time again this weekend, people told me, I thought it was a cream that you put on your face. They thought it was something on the outside. And like I said,
Everybody did. They
Yeah.
all thought it was a topical lotion of some
Yeah.
sort.
and you know, primarily through ignorance, I took pictures of just my face. I never imagined we'd see thighs and other body parts. I mean, I just never imagined. So it's like so cool. It's an extra bonus. So, but so again, go back to our Facebook group. If you weren't there, take a look at that. You know, I'll see if I can scan all these pictures. I mean, the book, but a really nice book with. It really has scripts in it and everything. I mean, some of it is
Yeah.
just, you know, why them, why now, ask for action. I mean, it's just more and more of these scripts. You always have to make the script your own. You definitely have to do that. Think about the person first. But they are helping us with how to talk. And you know, that's been probably the one thing our industry has been missing at this point. So, or our business.
Well, especially this company. Other
Yeah, this
companies have
company.
done a better job with it.
Yeah,
You know, the talk amongst other companies about LifeVantage is they say, you mean that science company? You know, we're just known as a science company. And I'm like, I can't think. Now, we're also known as a company that's got a real product that actually works. Okay, so that's a good thing. But as soon as you're known as a science company, it don't matter if your product works. That's a bad thing. Okay, because now you are ruling out so many people from getting involved with you, because that's when, you know, they think, well, you know, you could do that, but I could never explain that. I could see Dr. Castori explaining that stuff. She's a doctor for 50 years, but I could never do that stuff. Okay. And there's nothing you can do about that. You know, the law of first impressions, it's true. Okay. First impressions are first impressions. And it's really hard to change that. Even if the first impression is dead wrong, it's really hard to change that in a person. And that's our reputation in the industry. We're that sciencey company. So the new regime is really got a much better idea of how to, if you want to duplicate, if you want to get everybody involved, if you don't want to have to just go with the science nerds and stuff, they got a better idea with the way, and it was presented all this weekend. I mean, it was just, the message was clear. It's getting very simple. It's going to be benefit, you know, it's going to be based on benefits. There's going to be a lot of before and after pictures, and, you know, it's a major step in the right direction. Major step in the right
so
direction.
the other thing I want to throw out there is, you know, this was a huge weekend, and, you know, I sat there and there were people I wish I would have pressed more to be here for sure. We have 4 months to global. And I don't know what it is, and I honestly don't know what it is, but I know there's another product launch. They're already doing testing with people. You don't want to miss it. We got 4 months. So figure out what it's going to cost you to get there, figure out how much hotel is, and divide it up in 4 and make it happen. It's always easier to make things happen a little bit at a time instead of waiting for the last moment and saying, oh, shoot, that seems like a lot. So take whatever that number it is going to cost you to get out there, divide it by 4. You know, we can look at, you know, at doing an Airbnb or something. I mean, I'm doing my first one in July with a bunch of ladies that I don't even know. They're in a mastermind group with me. But I can tell you, the last time I forced myself to really get out of my comfort zone, and Bobby will tell you, he was very shocked. I went to this mastermind and I actually roomed with a woman that I didn't even know. I had no idea who she was.
And was half your age.
She was half my age. Yeah, we didn't know that. So that was a lot of fun too. But you know, it led me such insight into, you know, how people do different things at different companies and just different information. And, you know, we really just shared marketing stuff, but you get that from people in the company. I mean, I just love to go around and talk to other leaders in the company because everybody's doing it just a little bit different. And so you take a little bit from everyone and it just, you know, it just makes it feel right. So if you need to do an Airbnb, reach out to a bunch of other people on here. If you want to do that, you know, some of the hotel rooms, check out the hotel rooms down there. Some of them are suites. We saw that in Orlando, big suites. put a bunch of people in that. To me, that's always more fun. That is more fun to go in a group and have fun like that, particularly if you're going by yourself. So, just again, lay it out. What's it going to cost you to
I
be
could tell you,
there?
I'm on some watch lists now for the airline, for the flights. And the flights, even at this point, this far out, are about half price of what it was to go to Utah. So I don't know if they're going to go up or down, but Utah for a lot of people was $700 or so for round trip there, where the tickets now for Phoenix are running around four and change. So we're just on a watch list there. And keep in mind, a hotel room these days generally is in the $200 range. So if 2 people are in a room, it's $100 a night. If 3 are in, it's 70 a night. If 4 are in, it's 50 a night. I mean, it's just, and if you do plan it out, like April's saying, at $60 a shot for a new customer on Collagen, you get 2 a month for the next 4 months and you earned enough money to go to Phoenix. Okay. So you just got to break it down and say, I'm going. And that's all it is, and it's funny because there was some training this weekend that emphasized the importance of making a decision. And I don't mean, we were not talking about the decision of putting a credit card down to start a business and place an order. That's not the decision. The decision is you're sitting there, you've been to numerous meetings, numerous trainings, you never do anything with your business, you're sitting at the same freaking rank, nothing's changed, you don't have any guests with you, and you make a decision that this is it. That is never going to happen again. I will always have guests. I will never be that rank for this long again. And when a person makes that decision, that is when it all starts. Okay.
So that was
Because-
Cheryl. We need to congratulate her because she decided she's not staying status quo. She's moving forward. And that's always a great decision. I remember when I started with my coaching, I was like, I'm not staying here. We're moving forward. We got to do more. We have a lot more to do. And it's fun and it's exciting. So I love that.
It is. And that is the decision. So when somebody says, well, I got someone started in the business, they did an elite pack. You did get them started in business and they did do an elite pack and you did make $340. But I got news for you. They ain't in yet. They're not in yet. The in happens generally at an event when the decision gets made that somebody decides they're in or they're not in. It generally happens at an event. It could be the 3rd, 4th, 5th event, but it never happens because somebody bought a pack. That does not mean anybody is in. Okay. That just means they bought some stuff, that's all it means. So April, go over some of the dates of what's coming up. I know we'll post them in the group.
Yeah, we got to post them. I took a picture today. There's a ton of them. It's crazy how many.
Hey, for the Florida group, we had that, I think there's a July date in Tampa, or is it August? Is it July or
No,
August?
this is what I have. July 7th is Colorado Springs. So if something rings a bell to you, just write it down. July 12th is Sioux Falls. I can never say that one.
Sioux Falls.
Yeah. July 16th is Sacramento. July 17th is San Juan. Zuma, that's you.
Hold on that one for 1 second. Sacramento, there has been nothing in California for 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's for those that may not be familiar with California, that's Northern California. Okay. And if you know in advance, like now, a month in advance, anybody within 2 hours of there should plan on being there, even if you do a sleepover the night before or something and just make a little more of it. But, you got a lot of advance notice, and that's going to be the first company sponsored event in California in 3 years.
Okay, so July 16th was San Juan. July 21st is Phoenix, Arizona. July 30th is Portsmouth, New Hampshire. August 13th is Helena, Montana. August 23rd is Des Moines, Iowa. And August 27th is Tampa here. And then September 24th is New Jersey. We just have to figure out what town they're in, because I know that was of interest to Bonnie as well. So somewhere in New Jersey.
So what about Orlando? Don't you have one in Orlando?
That's the LVA. These are special one-time trips in.
That's
So I
one.
think July 16th was Orlando. And
The virtual ones, LBA will be happening.
yeah, the LVA, these are one-time events.
These are right now are one-timers that could easily turn into LVAs.
Yeah. So
But these
I
are
would like-
one-timers, and based on attendance, they could turn into monthly LVAs.
yeah, so July 16th is the next Orlando one.
Yeah.
And July 16 also is the one in Puerto Rico that you're just saying.
Everybody, right, the same, right, that's the date for all the LVAs in July.
Okay, August, I didn't write, oh, no, I'm sorry, August 20th is Orlando again. But remember, there's a big blue calendar on your website. It doesn't hurt maybe once a month to go in and just take a look. Because like when I hear some of these cities, I think of people. People maybe not in, maybe they're in, maybe they're stagnant, whatever. So go look on the big blue calendar, because they're throwing so many dates at us. Everything's opening up, the company's traveling. They realized how expensive it was for us to go there this weekend. They definitely did that. So what they're gonna do is come out, you know, to all of us in all the different cities where people are building. So if there's not an LBA there, they're trying to hit on that.
Okay, so the one in Puerto Rico is not an LBA. It's like a presentation and people going.
Well, it might be done like an LVA, but it's not an LVA. An LVA is where it's repeat over and over and over, but they might use the same format.
Okay,
I have a question. I have a customer who wants to get many people this liquid collagen, but her friends. She says she wants to be, whether she has to be a distributor, and she says she cannot put much money. So I told her to join with $50 and get as many customers as possible. Is that okay?
Absolutely, that's okay. There's, you know, look, the push has always been on the 2-packs. That's why we have the premier pack for its $300. But, you know, just keep in mind that you cannot earn a commission without at least having a 40-point personal order. Okay, you cannot. And obviously you have to be at least 100 points to get 30% and 200 points to get 40. Absolutely, Jay. It is nothing wrong with somebody that is tight on money, spending $50 to be a distributor, buying himself a product, and then telling the whole world about it.
That's
fine.
what I told her, that she's already have 40 volume. She's going to buy the liquid collagen. She gets one more, she will have more than 200 points.
Right.
For every 200, she will be making
make
40%
$60
by every one of them.
To make $60 on every new
Yes.
customer.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
you
will be
know,
great for her.
she'll
Yeah, I
be
just
in the
want-
MVP seller pool on top of that. She'll
Yeah.
be getting the $15 every month after that. Absolutely.
Okay.
If you
I
don't
just
want
want
her,
to-
I'll take her. Just send her my way. I'll handle that.
Okay.
I want to give a big shout out to Jaya. Jaya made the MVP was the one, and she's sitting down. Yes, she deserved it. She is awesome. And one of the things that she's sitting next to me, and she said, "I'm not going to go on the stage." And I'm like, "Yes, you are." And then she comes with this medal. Oh my God, it was worth $1 million. Seeing her face with her
It looked
medal.
like an Olympic medal, Jaya.
It
was-
looked like an Olympic medal.
It did.
Yeah. Her whole face. So I'm glad that she went on stage.
Yeah, we got some good pictures with you. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Congrats again. Cool. All right.
Yeah, I was
What
so
else, April, we
excited
got?
when they gave that medal. So I came home
Mom,
and gave it to my grandson. I said, "This is your medal."
Good. There you go.
on the book, there's a barcode that when you scan it, I thought that was really cool. It will take us to different images about the before and after.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can put it on the
The
book.
shareables, the shareables,
The
yeah.
shareables.
Maybe we can put that barcode in the group, April, so people can just scan.
And
Yeah.
one of the things
It'll
I liked the
translate, yeah.
most was Okay, another thing with that one, not to interrupt you, was that they said that we could do that before and after. They had something with Canva or some kind of way that
They have a template where you can put your own in the template. Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
there's
love that.
templates in there, so everybody can use their own before and afters.
Okay.
What else you got on your list, April?
That's all that I can think of right now that, I think listening to the call tonight again, the more knowledge you can get on the new product, I think that's important. Although I haven't been challenged other than taste. That's all, apparently people have history before that it hasn't worked and it has icky taste. And as much as they want results, if it's a bad taste, they don't want it. I got that much.
The big thing here, folks, is that it appears like we have a collagen that is unique and nobody else has one that's doing all the things that ours does.
Yeah.
And the biggest benefit, the entire world knows collagen is good. The marketing has been done. We don't have to explain nothing other than saying it tastes great and it works fast. Okay, I mean, that is all we need to say. It tastes great going down and it works fast.
Yep.
So the sales and the marketing and the science have already been done for us. We don't have to do it.
Any other takeaways from the weekend that anybody else wanted to share? Any questions?
Yeah, that what Bob was talking about, that production, that Ruby Red Phenova is the one which makes the genes to produce your own collagen. That's by 42%. So you do produce your own collagen.
Mhm.
That's
Yep.
the best part of it.
Yeah, it
And
makes
that
those-
is why we are different.
Yeah, it makes
That's
those
why
three
we are-
things work. Yeah, yeah. And you'll get a lot of this stuff, but you know what? That's for your self-knowledge. The best thing you could do is
Yeah,
just get your before and afters going.
Right, just order
I
it
mean,
and start taking it.
Nothing like seeing it for yourself. It's just like, wow. So, that's really the best thing.
I don't know if Bonnie's on here. I think Bonnie was the winner. I happened to look at what she bought $1,600 worth of collagen while she was there. I'm thinking, how in the world did she get that liquid home? I'm not sure. 1,600. Wait, it could be more than that. It was 1,600 points.
Yeah.
So who
I
knows
think-
what it was?
Yeah,
It was
she
over
had
$2,000.
three
I'm
different
like,
orders. Some was shipped, some wasn't, but yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think she was the winner. I don't know. It just.
It
Yeah,
was
she
a
had a
truckload.
wagon. She had a wagon to carry it to shipping. They gave her a wagon.
She needed a shopping cart.
I think it was
But
probably a pallet full.
she will be missing on the commission and all. She herself bought it. So she will be missing on commissions if she got
Hey,
people
she
to
just
order.
bought, she knows she's gonna sell it and use it, and she don't have a downline yet. This was her first start, you know?
She's also got some experience in the
Right.
industry and she's been big on sampling.
And Bonnie, she is a goal-getter.
Yes, yes.
She didn't blink. She bought that much. When she talked to you, you think that she's like this pure quiet. When she opens her mouth, she's
Yeah.
on target. So watch out.
So she has a very
Watch out.
unique skill. It's funny because I have just read a book on this. She has a very unique skill. She is, and you'll start to recognize your people. Your people will have different skills, just, like Bobby and I are polar opposites, but she is what we call a connector. She remembers names extremely well. She remembers where you live. She remembers what you do for a living. And so when she makes an introduction, she'll say that this is Bobby Wagner. He lives in Orlando. He's been in network marketing for 30 years. Meet Dr. Castori. She's a physician out of Chicago, and she just does that connecting very, very well, which is a talent in
Naturally, it
itself.
comes natural to her.
Yes, yeah, and can remember everything. I mean, I always worry about just trying to remember all the names, and she does that very well. So, we all bring different strengths to the table, but you're going to deal with that person different than you're going to deal with somebody else. So, just a little of the people skills as you start to grow your organization, but you don't usually see, she must have been trained it somewhere, because you don't usually see that these days anymore, particularly with us all being shut in and just on social and Zoom and stuff.
One other note before we forget, and and April and I, from the bottom of our hearts, really appreciate those of you that attended and came in even a day earlier to attend Vision Summit. The feedback that we have gotten about Vision Summit from not only from the attendees, the people that heard about it and weren't there are like going out of their minds, and corporate was so blown away. So thank you, because it was another day out of your life. I mean, it was another hotel room. It was another day. And that was, we started at 7 in the morning and it went to about 11 at night, after we went to the dinner and everything afterwards, but I'm telling you, somebody grabbed, and I don't know what's going to happen. We have our committee meeting on Thursday about that. We meet on Thursdays to discuss and strategize and debrief and plan ahead. But somebody from corporate grabbed Greg Polka during the event, the Activate event, and said, we are getting unbelievable amount of requests for people wanting to know if there's going to be a Vision Summit before the global event in Phoenix. Now, I can tell you, we hadn't even thought of that, okay? We have no idea, and we know on Thursday they do the leadership training, so I don't know if it's even possible, because if we did it Wednesday, people have to come in on Tuesday. Now they're there for a week. So I don't know, but what I just want to say thanks to you for doing it. I think you got your money's worth. I think you got the value, out of it, but corporate was really blown away with it. And moving forward, there'll be more of it. It's just, I don't know if we take the show on the road or not, because we kind of like using their building. It adds to the effect of using their headquarters, but we'll keep you posted. That's still 4 or 5 months out. So
I have to say it was amazing.
Yeah. Greg Polko did a great host job.
Yeah, he is.
he could MC any game show in the world.
Yeah.
Couldn't you
He did-
just
he-
see
he
him
did
MC in a
his
game
voice
show? Come on,
inflections,
couldn't you
His
just see him?
comments, his voice, his comments, all of it.
Like the
I think his
Hollywood
energy
Squares
too,
or the
his energy
Newlywed
level.
That
or
energy.
yeah, one of those daytime game shows. I could just see him doing it, man. He was so good.
Yeah.
Do you know how funny he is? He was a very high-ranking officer in the military, dealing with like the Secretary of Defense and stuff. So you see how happy-go-lucky and funny he is, but that guy had some serious military background, man.
Yeah, he was an uptight general, as he said years
Well,
ago.
he went to West Point with Pompeo.
Yeah.
I mean, Pompeo
Okay.
was Secretary of Defense, under Trump, and he graduated with him. It's like,
Okay.
so anyway,
You
he's
know
an
where- you know where
impressive
the
dude,
new-
Greg.
you know-
It's as funny as he is. Don't shortchange him with intelligence and accomplishments. He's a good one.
Yeah.
April, you got anything else?
Nope, time to go to work.
Hey, here's the challenge,
sir.
folks. If you haven't ordered it yet, do it tonight. And let's everybody try and get a new customer in the next 48 hours. Okay, get somebody. I'm not just saying, the people let's just try, besides upselling the people we know, let's go get a new one. The market has been created. People want collagen. Okay, they want it. They know it's good. Let's go get a new customer. And, what do we got left? 11 days left in the month, 10, 11 days. Let's finish the month out real big.
Just put some before and afters in your stories. Just ask them, have you ever used a collagen product? They'll tell you more than you need to know, and you'll know where to go from there. They've either used it, not got results, didn't like the taste. So the big question is, have you ever used one before? It's super simple.
Yes. Some of the companies use some shark cartilage or something else.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I said, I'm not using it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even had that conversation. All I can tell you is
I've
they didn't
been
like the
looking
taste.
for it. I've
Yeah.
been looking for
No,
it.
and a lot of companies use powder. A lot of
Yeah, a
them
lot
have
of powder.
powder.
All powder. Most of them use powder.
Yeah,
And but they are not from the tilapia fish, but they are some cartilage from a shark or a whale. I have no idea. Which
Shark
to me-
cartilage.
Yeah. And that was totally, and I have not seen anybody getting that kind of a result from those collagen.
Mm-mm,
I've not seen it.
No, so.
no. That's right.
Well, the market is there. It's just a matter of going out and talking to people now, but I've never met anybody that could sell something they weren't using. Okay, you gotta have that firsthand response. So get an order in if you don't, because you want to, even before the first 2 or 3 weeks where you start to see results, at least you can advertise how great it tastes.
Yeah.
Man, April's gonna have to hide it from me. I have it in the fridge now, so I'm doing the cold shots. I'm thinking one's good, two's better. I mean, I just, you know, I just like, what the heck, you know?
Baby
gonna
smooth
tell you.
skin. You'll have baby smooth skin.
I'm thinking, put an extra shot glass in my Axio, man, just like it's like adding a shot of tequila or something, you know?
Put
just
it in with the orange
Yeah.
cream. Use the orange cream.
You know, when you're a child, that they give you those gummy, your vitamins,
Right,
and
right.
then you have to hide them from the kids. That's how I feel. I take one and I feel like having the second one and the third one. It tastes so good.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? We could do our own tests. We could see if you do 2 or 3 a day, if it works in 1 week instead of a month. All right, everyone, we'll let you go. You know how to reach us. We're around all week, but in about an hour and 10 minutes,
Mhm.
the Facebook Live, it's Dr. Rodarty. Dr. Rodarty's a distributor, okay? She's a distributor, but the company, she's had a lot of experience with this stuff, and the company has her doing, you know, a Facebook Live, and she is taking questions. So if a question comes up, it's probably going to be through the chat box, but if a question comes up, just get it in there. Probably going to be mostly the same questions, but type it in
Yeah,
and, you know,
get the link out
She has the
here.
practice on wellness and family practice, and she does do lot of dermatological
Right.
procedures also. I know that.
we got to know her and her husband good. They attended the Pro 5 summit that April and I taught. And we had a chance to get to know them better. She's sharp, good, very good. The husband's a great guy too. But- All right, so we'll be on it. We'll see you in about an hour.
Okay.
All right.
Hey,
bye, guys.
April, I may call you. I'm gonna start the Facebook thing that you taught tonight.
Okay.
I told you.